I am the manager. I'm not the coach. Those are the words from Amorim's post-match press conference. But Manchester United have drawn against Leeds, and it was 1-1. It was a 1-1 draw. And in some ways, I'm going to understand both sides of this situation. I'm going to understand the Amorim in people who say, we don't have a large squad. We have AFCON. And listen, a lot of teams have lost players to AFCON. We have injuries. And that means the manager doesn't have a lot of players to pick from. I understand that he's doing what he can do with what he has. However, we have this hand. We have the whole, should he be doing better with what he has? Why isn't he changing the system to accommodate the players that he has, to get the best out of the players that he has? Why did he start Dorgu in the right 10 when Xerxes was available? Why do we continue playing with so many defenders? Why can't we not play with more midfielders to shore up the midfield? Why can't you change your system? Why can't you manage a bit better? So I understand both perspectives. I do. I don't think that today was a game where you could fully blame the manager. Sesko missed chances. Xerxes pulled it back, should have scored. Today he wasn't really that great with his head, and the questions are now going to be asked about Benjamin Sesko. And for a long time, I have not criticised him. I've said to myself, he's developmental still, even though he's 23. He's got a lot to learn. I've said he's come to a new league, so let him adapt. Let him get used to the Premier League. He's playing in a new system. He's never been prolific. He's not a prolific goal scorer, and if anything, he's a second goal scorer. He plays as a second striker. He played as a second striker for Leipzig last season. All of these things, all of these factors means I was always going to give him time. You always need to give new signings time anyway. But questions need to be asked. I'm going to say this. Let's pose this to people. Xerxes has the same amount. I think he's got more GA now than Benjamin Sesko has. And yet some of you guys don't like Xerxes, don't want him to play, don't want him to start, want us to sell him, don't think he's good, all of these things. Yet in much less game time than Benjamin Sesko, Xerxes has already managed to get more goals and assists than Benjamin Sesko. And I'm not saying this to really have a go at Sesko. I'm saying this because the criticism that Xerxes gets when he's more productive factually than Benjamin Sesko in terms of goals and assists for less amount of time is laughable. It's laughable. I think two strikers are held to two different standards. But I see the fan base now starting to, let's say, critique Sesko. And I feel like we need to critique him without bashing him. And we still need to protect our players. I don't know why Dorgu was in the right 10. It wasn't a game for Dorgu. That's not his position. He's technically a full back that we've decided to play as a wing back and now as a 10. He's not that. He's not that player. Cunha, I think, had a good game today. I think Cunha was our best player today. Had a decent game. He was our best player. Xerxes, when he came on, 20 minutes, very, very good. Ugarte and Casemiro, as I said in the last game, they're going to give you that defensive cover and maybe more structure. And maybe the reason why we've only conceded one goal in the last few games is because of that defensive structure. However, what we didn't get and what we don't get with those two, as I keep saying, is those penetrative passes going forward. Few times Casemiro and Ugarte had opportunities to click the ball over the top, to do something maybe that Bruno would have done, and they didn't do it, or they didn't execute it well. There were some times where we kept the ball well. There were some passages of play where Casemiro, Ugarte, one touch with Sesko. We played some decent stuff, but overall this wasn't enough. It was a very messy game, a game really played in the middle third. Very messy, very physical, loads of challenges going in. We tried to play down the middle a lot in this game. And I kept saying, let's use the wing. Let's use Dallo. Let's use Shaw. But I didn't see many crosses coming in the box. I didn't see us use the width that well today. that well today. So I don't know. The defense, I know we made a mistake at the back, but Dalla was fine. I mean, Heaven was fine. Apart from the few mistakes we made, I've got no real big issues with the defense. It's interesting to me to see Luke Shaw play left wing back though. A position that we never saw or thought he would play. His legs, his ambition, the fact that I don't think he runs enough, the fact that I think, personally, not the greatest fan, I've sometimes labelled him as a bit lazy in terms of his movement, Luke Shaw, hence why I think left centre-back works well for him. He doesn't need to do a lot of running, but he was okay at left wing back. We just need more in this game from our wing backs, from our wide positions, and then fundamentally ask the question, can this manager, or should this manager be getting more out of the players that he has? If we sack him now, who are we going to get in? Who are we going to bring in? I've literally just watched a post-match press conference and I'm going to react to that separately because I think his last quotes, the last question in that post-match press conference was so telling. It was so fiery, so spicy. I am the manager, not the coach. He quoted Conte. He quoted Gary Neville. His response was very, very telling, and I've reacted to that. So another video will be coming up shortly, guys. So big up yourselves. Big up the chat. Not a good game. 1-0. We still got a point, and it's hard to dissect it because as angry and as frustrated as a lot of the fans are, including myself, guess what? We're still fifth.